In this tutorial, we are going to use t-distribution to calculate the confidence interval. Let's say we couldn't collect a sample of 30 observations about the clinic's income, so we only collected the income from 10 clinics. And at the same time here, we don't know what is the population variance. The sample size is small and the population variance is unknown. So that's why we need to use here t-distribution. And this is the formula as we saw in the previous tutorial. So the sample size equal 10, and we need to calculate the sample mean. And by now you know how to do that. We need to use the average function in Excel to calculate the sample mean. And we found the sample mean equal $146,800. Because we don't have population standard deviation, we are going to calculate the standard deviation for the sample. We are typing here standard deviation dot SS for the sample. And this is our range. We have only 10 observations. Standard deviation is $17,479. And based on that, standard error equal sample standard deviation divided by the square root of n, which is the square root of 10. And the result here is 5,527. The left part here is t, and t table depends on the degrees of freedom. And degrees of freedom is n minus 1. So n minus 1 equal 9 in this scenario. So we found that t n minus 1 equal 2.262. So let's go to the table to see how we obtain this value. Click on this sheet and let's find the degree of freedom equal 9. So this is 9. What else? We need to calculate the value for 95 confidence level. Alpha by 2 is 0.025. So we are dividing 5% into two parts. 2.5% in each part. Based on that, the value here is 2.262. So after we found all the numbers that we need to use in the formula, we can plug them all. So I will double click to see how we found the lower limit. H5 is the sample mean minus t-value times standard error. And the result here is 134,297. And in the upper limit, we are adding the margin of error. And the upper limit in this case, 159,303. So this is the confidence interval when the population variance unknown and the sample size is less than 30 observations. Let's compare this confidence interval with the other confidence interval we found when population mean is known. In confidence level of 95%, we found here a shorter confidence interval. The range here is only 10,736, while when the variance is unknown and the sample size is only 10, the range here is 25,006. You can see here the accuracy that we lost in the confidence interval when the variance is unknown and the sample size is small.